Okay, so this is the main parking lot, visitor centers, maybe the park headquarters, but here's a little map of where we are right down here on the Confederate side with the river just over there in that direction, and that's where the Union troops were at the time. There's a little trail right here called the Junction Trail. Looking on our map right here, it takes us down paralleling the train tracks to the junction, and then loops back around. Unfortunately, this monument right here, the New Jersey monument, is closed, so we'll skip that, and maybe we'll try some of these trails over here. I'd like to check out this hill trail. Maybe that'll give us a nice overlook. Here's looking back at the open field. The train tracks right there are actually much closer than I thought they would be. So really cool to spot a train if you get lucky enough. It looks like we'll be coming up close very soon to the junction. See what construction is happening down here. This train line is still used, mostly by Mark. I don't think any freight traffic comes up this direction. I think that just goes towards Frederick for passenger traffic. But the main line right here that continues west, that's definitely used by all rail companies. Okay, so we're pretty much at the junction, if not near it, and there's an actual train crossing along this trail. How cool is that? Unfortunately, the trail goes this way, so maybe I should say this is just kind of a spur. But it looks like it just goes down to an open field and the river down there as well. I don't think there's anything down there to really see, but here's looking at the junction, at least one side of it. There's looking the other way. There's some plaques. Pretty cool information there. Nick of time. The last train of Union reinforcements pulled to Monocacy Junction just hours before the battle. Here's a cool sketch. Destroyed the bridge. I guess that's that bridge right over here. In this direction, the tracks go east towards Baltimore and then west towards Brunswick and Harpers Ferry and beyond. So in the distance is the Worthington farm and the Worthington House, and this trail that I'm going to do right here is the Brooks Hill Loop Trail. It's almost 2 miles in length with a possible steep incline and decline, but hopefully I'll get a nice view from the top of the hill, or at least something to look at, maybe at the river down below. Overall, this is pretty much what you see on the park map. There's the junction right there where we were in the visitor center. And then if you cross the river, come down this way, there's some other farms you can look at, but I'm right here at the Worthington House. Now, though Monocacy National Battlefield is not as known as Antietam or Gettysburg, it's essentially one of the more relevant ones to the Confederacy logistics, because it forced them to retreat. They didn't get to DC because of this battlefield. Alright, so this is the Worthington House. Pretty similar in terms of architecture and style for the mid-Atlantic, I would say. I don't think anyone lives here anymore. I think it's just a, well, building really at this point. But while no one's here to live and enjoy the view, we can certainly at least appreciate it. Looking at the, well, not really mountains, more or less hills, but either way, something nice to look at in the distance. Oh, there's a little restroom there. That's nice to see. Sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go. All right, here's looking at the back side of the Worthington House. All right, so right here is the Brooks Hill Trail. I think we'll essentially go down the trail here and then come up on the other side of the farm. Brooks Hill, okay. It looks like before we get to the hill, we must first go into the woods. While hiking this trail, I noticed all these, I'm not sure if they're nuts or berries. They're pretty big though. Let's see if I can find one that's like split into. Ah, here's one. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Sticky for sure. Interesting. Okay, so after ascending most of Brooks Hill, here's one overlook, I suppose you get. This is looking south. You can pretty much hear Interstate 270 in the distance, if not be able to see all the moving cars. Looks like I made it out into a clearing. But views here are pretty good. Oh, and back in we go. Huh, well, that was pretty brief. This definitely doesn't feel like a national park hike. Just feels like I'm hiking in every other forest. But I am enjoying the solitude, and I'm enjoying the turning leaves. It's so beautiful to see not only green, but red, orange, and yellow. It's amazing how many colors that the leaves can take form. Okay, so I've come down the hill and gonna cross the creek again. Another good spot to take a rest. If you have a dog, let them drink some water maybe. Okay, so we've come to a junction here, and if I go to the right, I pretty much can go back to the Worthington Farm property. There's some cows up there, as well as some falling leaves. This leads me to the Ford Loop Trail. But wow, look at this open field. Huh. I mean, I know it's just an open field, but I don't know why I'm impressed by it. I just am. Well, all right. Maybe we'll get some up close footage of the cows. I like cows. I remember when I was in New Mexico, rural New Mexico, there were just cows on the road. It was just an open range, I think is the term. Moo! I don't think this fence is electric, but one way to tell. Oh, never mind. Well, that's the easiest way to tell. Yep. Now, when you see people do a lot of the times is they'll take their hand and they'll put the hand on their wire, and that's really not good because the muscles contract when you touch it with the electric current, so your hand's closed like a fist, and therefore you pretty much are gonna hold the wire till pretty much you get electrocuted. However,
if you place your hands like this and on the wire, they'll close like that. So you can still let go of your hand from touching the electricity. One trick I learned, and I'm sure there's others, if I can pull this leaf out of my hair, is that you can take like a blade of grass or something, I guess, thicker, and rub it onto the wire, and you can pretty much feel the current from that. It's like some vibration, essentially. Here's looking at some downtown Frederick on Market Street. Hey, good. How are you?
The kids, anti-suicide, bullying prevention.
All right. Keep it up. Hey, thanks. You too.
Well. You taking sweetener with it?
Excuse me.
Hey, can we be famous?
What's that?
Can we be famous?
Hey, well, you're famous
Hey,
now.
Yo, what up, yo?
Say hi to 28 subscribers.
Hey, yo, what up, yo?
There you go. Look it up. Raging Snail Adventures.
Raging Snail. I will follow that to the end of my
Thanks,
earth.
man. Have a good one.
Much love, bro. Nah, it couldn't be the same thing if you had them in common. Oh, it's
Yeah. I don't see anybody else.
It's hard to see with the glare, but we are approaching the Frederick County Courthouse. Oh, and a statue of John Hanson. Well, okay. First president of the first United States government. Oh, I didn't know that. Huh.
Final signer of the AOC Articles of Confederation, creating the first government. Look at that.